So far, the Cubs have not spent a dollar during free agency. And you guys have had some really funny comments in the comments section. Hey, I spent more at Walmart today than the Cubs have spent so far trying to improve the roster. Well, that could all be changing really soon. And according to one expert, the Cubs have made some offers on some big-time players and talent. So that tells us if this guy's right, the wheels are turning. Welcome to the Cubs Baseball Channel. I'm Mick Gillispie. Great to have you guys with us here. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you know when we're dropping new content, and let's get this thing started. Go Cubs. Thanks, everybody. Welcome to the Cubs Baseball Channel. I'm Mick Gillispie on the socials at Broadcaster Mick. And today, we're going to start things off by talking about the MLB expert, former general manager, Jim Bowden. And he says that the Cubs have made offers. So they're not just sitting back and waiting, but they have made offers that include offering deals to Cody Bellinger, Rhys Hoskins, and Matt Chapman. So I don't know that they're going to sign all of those guys, but if he's right, and it's his job to be right, then the Cubs are serious about making some moves here. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I got to tell you about the pitcher that they've made an offer to, according to him, Jordan Montgomery. So there's four guys that are left in this market that, according to MLB Network insider Jim Bowden, the Cubs have thrown offers out for these guys. So we'll start with Cody Bellinger. And I just feel like if the Cubs could bring him back, they got to bring him back. And I'm not one of these guys that feels like you always have to have I'm like the Yankees. We got to go out and sign superstar names because just because you're a superstar name doesn't mean that you're going to be a superstar in 2 or 3 years. And these are all long guaranteed contracts, right? But I feel confident that Bellinger's going to, as long as he stays healthy, live up to playing the game the right way and the contract. And I think they feel that way as well. He was such a difference maker on the team last year in so many different areas. You can play him at first. You can play him in the outfield. I think with a new manager who knows how to manage players at their playing time and Craig Counsell, that they'll do a good job of keeping him fresh and knowing that, I mean, it's not like he's that old, but when you play baseball every day, you got to have some time off. So I feel like this is a guy who the Cubs really need to have the type of success that we saw them play with last season, right? And I think a lot of you guys feel the same way. Now, corner infield, Matt Chapman, who's a Gold Glove third baseman. You know, you wonder what's left in the tank with the bat. But it's not like there's a bunch of options for the Cubs right now as far as looking at where players are in the system. The problem is those options are going to be there soon. So if you sign him to more than a 2-year contract, you're really cutting off one of the strengths of this organization, and that's the players that you have there that'll be competing for jobs, right? If you're paying him to be your third baseman. And the same thing with Rhys Hoskins. I don't know what the deal is. I'm guessing that if I'm the Cubs, I would love to get a Cody Bellinger type of deal for Hoskins. I mean, I'd love to get one of those for Chapman too. I mean, if you could get both of those guys on 1-year deals, then you're giving your organization a chance to develop the next guy to step into that spot that's not ready yet. And particularly with Hoskins, it'll be interesting to see what he looks like after being injured and and having to come back from that injury. But we'll find out. The other interesting thing is it's not Imanaga that Bowden's talking about getting the contract offer. It's Jordan Montgomery. And Jordan Montgomery, to me, seems like a really good option because of what we saw. The fact that he's pitched in New York, you've been through that experience. Chicago media can be tough, but nothing like New York. You survive that, you go win a World Series with the Rangers. Maybe he's poised to be a superstar pitcher because we saw him do that down the stretch. So interesting to me. Now, the update on Shota Imanaga, which I think the sweepstakes for him is going to break anytime. And what I'm hearing is that it's most likely going to be the San Francisco Giants. And it makes a lot of sense. And you guys you're so smart. I mean, you read the comments, and it's amazing to me how well educated our base is of people that hang out here and talk baseball with me and, and get the conversations going, because you guys have been from the beginning saying, hey, there's a chance that the Cubs could get Shota Imanaga, but most likely he's going to stay on the West Coast. And it appears that the Red Sox are out. It appears that the Cubs have kind of made their pitch, and it's coming down to the Giants and the Angels. And to me, I just feel like it's the Giants. The Giants are more desperate to add to their rotation, to their team, watching what their arch rival LA Dodgers have done. The Dodgers have pretty much dominated the West and the NL for years. And then the year that the Giants snuck in, the Dodgers beat them in the playoffs. So then they go out and they sign all of these other guys. It's really putting a lot of pressure on the Giants to go out and do something. So I'm guessing that it's going to be Imanaga on the Giants. He'll join Robbie Ray and the rest of this San Francisco staff. And I think that, honestly, the Giants ballpark is a really good ballpark for Imanaga. He's a pitcher that gave up a lot of home runs in Japan, but San Francisco is a big ballpark. And it's been a pitcher's ballpark for years. And then you put the wind on top of that. So for him, throws a lot of strikes, doesn't walk a lot of batters, going to make you put it in play. Maybe the Giants are the best case scenario. Does that mean I'm saying that the Cubs are out? No, I'm just saying that right now it's all starting to look like it's a two-team race for the Japanese left-hander, and it's between the Angels and the Giants. Who knows? Maybe the Cubs swoop in and decide they want him at the 11th hour. But there's a lot of pressure right now on the Giants to make a move. And kind of put this in our perspective, right? Say the Cardinals went out and got Ohtani, and then went out and got Hernandez, and went out and got Glasnow, and went out and got Yamamoto. And you're looking at this team of already with Freeman and Betts and, stack team adding to it. And then you're going, okay, Will Smith, throw him in there too. You're going to be, if you're a Cubs front office, in a spot where you better go out and make something happen. So that's why I think that the Giants, they're in this. They need him. They need the impact. They need to tell their fan base, hey, look, we're doing something to keep up with the Joneses here, who just so happen to be the LA Dodgers. All right. Anyway, that's where we are right now, guys. It has really been, and I don't always get to your comments right away, but I try to get to every one of them and read them and comment back sometimes. But let me tell you how much I appreciate everyone hanging out and talking baseball. The Trevor Bauer comments have been so interesting to me. Some people absolutely hate Bauer. Some people don't realize that, and Bauer even admitted it in his interview. He's done a lot of this to himself. But some people don't realize that, that Bauer was, was extorted, or there was an extortion attempt, and that could have led to a lot of this 190 game suspension that he served. And he's apologized and all of that stuff. Some of you guys don't care. It's like, hey, who wants the headache of a guy that's going to cut his finger on a drone the week that you're playing in the World Series? And who knows, maybe if the guy didn't do that, the Cubs don't win the World Series, right? He's been successful, though, dealt with some injuries, but been successful in Japan. He's kept his nose clean for the most part there. What's going to happen with him, I don't know. But he says that some teams are talking to him. I spoke with a guy today who said, don't be surprised if he doesn't go somewhere with a really small media market. And that wouldn't be New York. That wouldn't be San Francisco, LA, Chicago, but somewhere like Kansas City or Oakland, or where you can get away with signing him and you're not going to get eaten alive. And so that made a lot of sense to me. But the Cubs need a starter right now. And if the guy is sincere about being remorseful, then he's certainly someone that you could look at and say, hey, maybe we could be the team to give him another shot. I mean, remember, Aroldis Chapman had some issues, and to me, they were more severe than the stuff that this guy was charged with, because the stuff that he was charged with didn't happen. It was a setup. So anyway, but I love the comments. I love hearing what you guys say, because we may disagree, but you're right too. It is a risk. You want this guy in your clubhouse ruining your culture? No. You hope that he's ready to step up and be kind of a different cat. So anyway, we'll keep on throwing the shows out there. If something breaks, look for me to be on here live. They sign somebody, we're going to talk about it. We'll take some calls. We'll do the whole deal. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with us here on the Cubs Baseball Channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Don't forget, I've mentioned this before, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our sponsors, and that includes the Tennessee Smokies team store, smokiesbaseball.com/store. Check them out for yourself. They've got all kind of really cool swag and gear. They've got autographs and some great discounts right now after the holiday season, and Cubs stuff as well. So find out for yourself. Have a great time at Cubs Convention. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, though, as we lead into it. Wouldn't it be great to have something to report before Cubs Convention starts on Friday? Hey, thanks for hanging out, everybody, and go Cubs.